Hey people, yeah, I'm back for more. It's Tuesday, 12th of October, and partially what brings me back is I want to personally eulogize some friends who, this is it's just the way the world is. But I just lost another friend. I actually lost two friends in the last couple of days. That was Chameleons, Strange Times. Fantastic album. One of my favorites. It's been on, it keeps coming up on my playlist this last couple of weeks. My autographed copy. I just read that the Chameleons are going to be coming to America next year, as close as Kansas City, and providing all is okay, I plan to be there. Reconnect with Mark. I played with him back in the early 2000s. It was a fantastic experience. But I want to mention my friends who have passed, because they're both music related, although I have nothing to show. For the first person I want to mention is Gary Otto Spalti, bass player and quite the character. I found out that he went into a coma and was hospitalized and died, I guess, like that day. He was a bit older than me, but he was a local inspiration to me. Otto goes back to the 60s, and he was one of the original psychedelic rockers in Nebraska. He was part of an early band called the Fay Hogan Experiment. To me, they were kind of legendary because I was too young to go to the clubs when I was starting to hear about local psychedelia, which I was very much intrigued with. I didn't get a chance to see them. I did get to see Yellow Hair and Bumpy Actions and some other. If I saw Fay Hogan, I didn't know that they were playing, because I'm just now remembering that I went to a couple of teen fun fairs that they used to have here in town, where they, in the 60s, when all that was happening, and they would have multiple bands playing in this warehouse or this auditorium in different sections. And I can't remember all the bands I saw. I may have seen them, but besides that, Otto played with Charlie Burton for many years. Some of you may have heard of Charlie Burton. Charlie Burton was Nebraska's Iggy Pop for many years. Very exciting rock and roll figure, very powerful performer, especially when he was young. You never knew what he would do. And Otto could match him. He was his bass player. And Otto was... Otto could get just as crazy and still play some monster bass. On top of that, I got to play with Otto as well as a drummer. We had a band. It was either Jared and the Do-Rights or Love Slave. Those are two bands that I played in with Jared Alberico. And Otto was the bass player in one of them. And I had a blast playing with him. Solid musician. Just wanted to mention him. He's nothing to the world at large, but locally he was one of the originals, like one of the guys who had the balls to grow his hair long in the 60s and start playing rock and roll here in this very conservative state. And the other person I just found out this morning, which is a bummer to me, is my friend Jesse Cundiff, who I met through the punk rock scene, and he had started a record shop, which it lasted maybe a year and a half, maybe. And I can't even remember the name of his shop. I know I've got some of his stickers on some stuff. I'd have to go look. But Jesse was a young man. I don't think Jesse was maybe in his 40s, maybe. He was a former skater, punk rocker, really lovely man, a really genuine, decent person. I hadn't heard from Jesse for a while, and this is one of those deals where I had a funny feeling. And not that long ago, I had a funny feeling. I said, I haven't heard about Jesse. What about Jesse? And then got the word that he passed away, something related to his diabetes, which again is something I didn't know about. I want to mention them because they're good people. Always sorry to see good people go. Musically, yesterday I had a great visit with a couple of musician friends of mine, and turned them on to some music. Younger cats, they didn't know anything about Magma or Universe Zero. Made their heads spin because that's some powerful music. Later in the day, I just it was kind of a random pull, and rather than put it back, I said I never listened to these records, but I have them. Why? Turns out this is why. Sigur Rós, Kveikur. I'm not sure how you say this, but they've made a lot of records where they can be Kveikur. I can't say it. Can be you can say that some of their music all sounds the same. This is one that definitely doesn't. Starts off awesome. Side one in particular, I had to play that first track a couple times. Like, ooh, yeah, this is real good. Don't know the language, don't need to. Sigur Rós, it was really good, really powerful. It was like, wow. And that's the main thing I want to share. Getting organized to start the recording sessions for the new David Nance record. That's the other thing that I can share. That's mainly it. I don't want to try to say anything heavy about the passing of people because it's just life. We're all going to pass away. So I'm not going to say something like, oh, make sure you say you love someone. I mean, that just goes without saying that it's a good thing to share kindness and love whenever possible. I suppose it's just, the reality of continuing to live and aging that we pass away. So, rest in peace to my friends Jesse. Man, it's just, sucks, and Otto. Okay. Other than that, folks, there's my smile, and it's genuine, and I hope that you're doing okay. And let your light shine. That's right. Be good. Be good people.